Hey, it's Kristen at Tips from the Disney Diva, and today I'm going to take a second and talk to you about whether you should choose the park hopper option or not, now that things have changed around a little bit with the Magic Band, and a little bit about your tickets. So I'm actually going to give you two different sides. I'm going to give you the side why you shouldn't do park hopper, and then my husband is going to tell you why maybe you should do park hopper. The general standard that I found in any kind of Disney vacation is this: what you don't pay for in time, you pay for in money. So if you want to have more time, you pay more for it, okay? If you are more on a budget, then you're going to have less time. It's one or the other at most everything in Disney. Think about being at a resort, right? You pay more to spend less time on bus and things like that. You pay more to be on the monorail loop. And you pay less, or you stay off property if you don't have that kind of money. So we're going to give you two different angles on this. So before the Magic Band situation happened, I would have always told you to park hop. I would have always, my family, every trip we've ever gone, we've always done park hopper tickets. We go to a park in the morning, then we take a rest in the middle of the day, and then we go to a different park. This helps keep things fresh. And before, I would always say, do that. But now with the Magic Band situation, I personally am not so sure. So I'm going to take you from the angle of saving money. You might not be able to do as many rides, but as far as saving money, you don't need the park hopper option, in my opinion. Now, my husband's going to tell you in a second why he thinks you do, but I'm going to tell you why you don't. Also, for those of you who have always used park hopper, things are changing. It's different now than it used to be. The current situation with Magic Bands only allows you to pick 3 fast passes per day, and they all have to be in one park, okay? So 3 fast passes per day in one park. You cannot split your fast passes up, and you only have 2 ways to do that. If you're staying on property, then you can schedule them ahead of time by using the Disney app and yada yada. If you're staying off property, then when you arrive on that day in the park, you have to go and stand in a kiosk, and that kiosk is where you will go online and make your selections. So that's important for you to know before you start listening to our arguments. Okay, so let me do a little math for you here. If you go on the disneyworld.disney.go and get tickets right now, and let's just say we're doing one person, and you do a 5-day ticket, which is the typical amount of time that people spend at Disney World, okay? That's going to be $60 more per ticket, all right? So for the average family of 4, 6 times 4 is 24, you're going to pay $240 over the course of your trip just to change parks, okay? The other part of that is, in order to really make this work, which is what my husband's option is going to tell you about in just a second, in order to really make this work, you also need to be staying on property, which is also going to increase your cost. I'm not saying it's not worth it. I'm just saying it's also going to increase your cost. So for me personally, I don't see any need. On our next trip, we're not fast passing. I mean, we're doing fast pass, but we're not doing park hopper. That's not happening for us. But my husband here is going to tell you why he thinks maybe you should.
Hi, this is Disney Diva's husband, and I'm going to talk to you about why doing the park hoppers does make sense if you're staying on property. I don't think it probably doesn't make sense if you're staying off property, because you have to go stand in the line at Park Open or when you get to the park to get your fast passes, and you have no clue what times are going to be available. So if you're staying on property, I think it's worth it to do the park hoppers, because you can sign up for your fast passes well ahead of time before you get to the parks. You do it from home, and then you would want to try to sign up for afternoon or evening fast passes, and then you can go to whatever park you want to in the morning. And let's say you want to go to Hollywood Studios in the morning, then you can ride Toy Story and Rock and Roller Coaster that morning. That afternoon you're going to Magic Kingdom, and you've got fast passes for Space Mountain, Peter Pan, and something else. So you can ride more big rides in a day that way. And also, if you're there for a longer period of time, you can ride the same rides multiple times, because when you go to Magic Kingdom in the morning, you can choose to ride Space Mountain again in the morning when you get there, when there's no lines. So yes, it will cost you more to do that, but in order to ride more rides on your trip, it's a better option. On property only.